Hello again, Partyfoot back once again with another replay of Mechabellum. Loading in once again. You can really skip the opening pick. I don't think you can in reality. There's maybe a bit of a thing at the replay. We are starting here with a Mustang start. And our opponent is going for a more conventional Sledgehammer Hound. Mustangs, again, not the greatest starting unit, I guess, but they can do well into the later game, and it's a bit eccentric. We are Elite Spec, so starting Elite Spec with no chaff whatsoever, that's great. I'm sure everyone thinks that's a good strategy. Our opponent's a Giant Specialist. Looks like they're going for an Arclight. Arclight's behind the towers, maybe adopting a kind of slow-paced approach. Trying to draw us in. I'm going for a kind of an aggressive flank, and I've bought 2 sets of leveled Void Eyes. I thought that my opponent didn't really have much chaff, and in fact they didn't even buy any chaff, which was quite good for me, luckily I guess, considering I also didn't go for chaff as Elite Spec. This seems crazy, right? I mean, level 1, no chaff, Elite Spec. Mustangs are expensive to act as chaff. I guess you could say, you know, of course the Hounds fulfill that role in some regard. But let's see how this goes. Actually still coming in pretty well. These leveled Void Eyes have just beautiful targets. Anything they shoot at, as long as they don't shoot at the same thing, will be good. This flank immediately gone, though. Mustang's getting obliterated in the middle. And I could see here where maybe the absorption tech for the Void Eyes might be nice. Still don't really like it. I mean, I haven't yet to try it. I don't like it conceptually. And we are going to get some pretty good value out of these Void Eyes this game, I think. So maybe this is an example of what you could do. I mean, I guess we still didn't max out the techs. Little bit of damage, but pretty even round number 1. Going into round number 2, we see some chaff, so we immediately pick it. Like, we picked it so quickly that our eyes caught a frame of the fact that there were 2 crawlers available for free at level 1, and I was like it was like just like no, turning towards going to grab it, but it was too late. Our opponent goes for the Typhoon. 2 crawlers, you know, level 2 fangs not better really much than level 1 fangs, except that they give more experience to the enemy. So you know. Crawlers might have been the better option there, but that's okay. Our first set of chaff down on the board. We go for more Void Eyes, loving what they did first round. Our opponent disrespecting the possibility of more Void Eyes. Also chooses not to go for any chaff. I mean, I say also, we did pick up these fangs. Typhoon, dogs, and missiles is what he's choosing to go for. Just feasting opportunities for these Void Eyes. Look at this. We do have that suppression shot. And since it's so cheap, I think in this game we may pick it up to try and help these Void Eyes get in early. Because what we'll see here is they are ever so sluggish in getting behind the rest of our units. And for example, our Mustangs here getting obliterated before they really start opening up. A little bit more range is definitely going to benefit them. Big flank over here, though. So many disparate units. Single target's not going to be very effective against them. These Typhoons, though, are eating good on my level 2 fangs. Gaining experience like crazy right now. We do start getting taken down by the Void Eyes, though. These guys do have good single targets, so pretty effective to take those down, and we still win the round. What's going to happen if our opponent gets some chaff, though? Currently, we don't really have much chaff clear. Laser sights, absorption module. I was thinking to myself, I don't know, can you get an absorption model on one of these guys? Maybe. They have just enough HP for it to be probably worth it, possibly. Laser sights is an easier pick. Our opponent goes for the absorption module. Figure we want to go a bit wider out, I think. Put down some pounds to kind of protect the flanks a little bit. Level the Mustangs that are doing okay. These ones, I mean, they're getting a bit of damage, but they really are straight up dying. Stubbornly avoiding getting any chaff, which is, you know, always a good sign as an elite spec. You know, no regrets. No regrets whatsoever. We're going Void Eye. We're getting the suppression shots. There it is. And you can see it there. And we'll see the effect now. Opponent getting some chaff now on the flanks. Not flanking us though, luckily. Mustang still zooming ahead and getting absolutely destroyed. Although surviving a little bit longer there than maybe previous. Because I think we managed to get down that arc light. Not seeing too much of the awkward stutter stepping that we're hoping for with the suppression shots yet. There it is. It's not going to be so effective against these smaller units. It really would be better against giants or maybe these typhoons. Let's see if we can see that. Typhoons are absorbing energy, but there they go. They've been disabled. Walking haplessly towards my firing line. And my Void Eyes continue to feed. Anyone love nature documentaries? They're pretty good. You should watch them. Efficient light manufacturing. David Attenborough. You know, if you've ever... Not necessarily all the new stuff as well, because that's good, but some of the old stuff isn't fantastic as well. Efficient light manufacturing. I mean, this is where a combo has started to form, I must admit. Elite spec with efficient light manufacturing is pretty nice. We can now get level 2 crawlers at you know, for the cost of level 1s without having to upgrade from our tower. So, that's nice. Chaff problems are gone, or going at least, as we get a couple more packs. Continue to so we're going to level these voids, and our opponent goes for Sandworm, which makes me happy that I've been leveling these voids. They're doing great. Look at this. Just eating. Ironically, the chosen son performing the least out of its brethren. But this time we're going to start distracting this guy so that some of our chaff survives a bit better. So we've got the old Dodgerino dragging out those missiles. The hounds getting in harm's way. Will they... Not the angle maybe wasn't quite perfect. Yes, these Void Eyes. Sandworm just goes down like nothing. Void Eyes really not worrying too much about that as they strike for 9,000 as a trio. He's leveled his tower though. It's taking an extreme amount of time to chip that down. We lose our entire flank on this side. The Typhoons, no joke with the absorption module in this light kind of small unit game. We're filtering in a little bit, but these leveled Void Eyes turn off the range. Strides forward, loses DPS. I don't think they would have been able to defeat us anyway, but it just adds up, I think. I don't know, it's hard to quantify. The range itself is obviously good. 15 range isn't a lot, but it is something for marksman. 4 deployments of marksman as an elite spec. He can't do an air transition anymore, right? Suddenly you're not going Wraith, or probably Overlord, and even Abyss, maybe, right? Because I can just press anti-air. They might even beat it anyway. Put this on the flanks as well, just in case, you know, something comes in with air. So it's covering us pretty nicely with 1 unit drop. 4 drops? That's crazy. Again, try to do the dodge. This time, picking up the rather expensive but quite nice range enhancement on all of our Void Eyes, which are all level 3 and above now, that's correct. So they should be getting some pretty nice value into what is still a pretty light chaff situation out of my opponent. Definitely a criticism that could be levied against his style. I mean, it's not that chaff, you know, who am I to tell, really? couple of rhinos coming down to try and escort these worms in. 2 more worms coming out too. This is going to be a big kind of melee thrust. I respect the audacity of it. Worms are a pretty cool unit. Anyone, you know, everyone knows the sandworms from Dune, but what about, what are they called? Jags. That was a random, that was some random anime. I can't remember the name of it now. Void Eyes with range coming in. Rhinos leading the charge. Ooh, as soon as they get locked on, big DPS coming in. They don't make it in. Second one does. He's chewing on crawlers right now. Sandworm's coming into the other side. Void Eyes in the middle. Getting good uptime. Marksman helping out. These small units aren't actually too bad against... Void Eyes aren't actually too bad against the smaller units either, because they get the broken up shot of having 3 units. So, doing okay against hounds even. And certainly against sledges. And we take the tower. It's looking dire. The last Stormcaller. Smashed. I'm liking these ranged Void Eyes. It's just cool. I don't know. Maybe it's just me reliving old marksman fantasies. And they're, you know, since there's 3 of them, it's like, ooh, it's new, it's sparkly. Hound's acting as chaff in a decent fashion. Plenty of units in the back. Super supply enhancement. I didn't even remember that I got that. Now, you know, the inevitability of this game felt, you know, just wait. Whoa. More sandworms. No techs yet. I think he's got to get some techs on these guys. You can't grab five giants and have no techs, right? We finally go for a flank on this side. The exposed tower having sat there unperturbed for an extremely long period of time. I don't know if this guy's just gonna... I think he's gonna walk forward, right? Because he's inside the back of the tower. Sandstorm. Range reduced by 50%. It's pretty good. Could really disrupt our guys if we're inside the range of the Sandstorm, that is. Which we might not be with 175 range. Well, okay. That's the odd one out, actually. 155 range. That's a lot of worms, though. I remember seeing this and being like, wait. If he gets the, like, mech div... I don't know if it's called that for the worms, but... Am I even going to be able to survive? What's not surviving are these rhinos running in. Getting locked by the marksman and the Void Eyes. Even these hounds eating on these single target units. Big sandstorm in the middle. Marksman and Void Eyes going to town. And it can take quite a long time for these big guys to come up, clear out 2 Void Eyes, second attack to clear out the last one. Unlike something like a Marksman, they definitely waste a lot more time. Ooh, the burst fire. Coming out. Sandstorm lingers a bit afterwards. We lose our tower. We're working on their tower too. So, I think it's going to wear off just in time. And we get the tower in return. And the range helping these Void Eyes get immediately back onto the worm. Level 5 Void Eyes. Doing great damage. Losing a tower there though, that's kind of concerning. Definitely don't want that to happen at the wrong time. That could change the battle. Intensive training comes out. Steel ball production. Improved wasp. Maybe a bit late. Don't have great anti-air though. Improved wasp could have been an option. I think wasp sandworm might even be decent, eh? We go for... We were trying to think, how do you even beat mass sandworm? I don't even know how it's possible. And then we were like, well, maybe scorpion, probably. And then we tried to get level 3 scorpions. It was too greedy. It was too expensive. So we went for the level 2 scorps with range. We wanted to still get the levels on the Void Eyes where possible. Keep that progress going. And then we also had the intensive training. So we were like, what can we use intensive training on? Of course we can use it on scorpions, but not if we don't have any money. Do have enough money in the end though. So, reverting the elite upgrade was worth it in the end, it seems. Sold out of that initial unit of Mustangs, of course, because they kept wandering in, but the other pack was doing pretty well, so no reason to admonish them. Our opponent has a melting point with steel ball production into our crawler flank. I mean, I'm not going to totally knock it. It clears, but, well, I guess it wasn't much of a delay, was it? It wasn't terrible. Oh, and now these rhinos are facing the ultimate price as they come in. Scorpion doesn't have the range to stay outside the sandstorm. No, it gets caught in this one and has to walk in, so not great uptime so far, although still good at getting good damage. Connecting with these high HP units, they don't even have to be that efficient as long as they can land a few shots. A big clump of worms in the middle, getting debuffed. This is a pretty good combination. If he gets neck dev on these guys too, which he doesn't actually run. Fortified target lock. Interesting. I tried that one. It's just so expensive. It's a problem. Range, fortified target lock, suck. And then they're balls and they just get countered by a random scorpion. You're like, ah. You know how it is. There it is. Additional deployment slot. Now it's over. This is crazy. Elite spec, efficient light manufacturing, super supply, and additional deployment slot. I mean, the economic game is crazy. We're putting down units for 100 cost at level 2. Yeah, how is he supposed to defeat this? I mean, more importantly, look at these Void Eyes. 140k damage from a 100 cost unit. Well, we've invested a bit in it, obviously. But this is a pretty cheap tech, 150 if I remember correctly. It does give range, so it's pickable reasonably early. Opponent still has very little chaff, but he does go for the mech div, and this was, again, I was thinking to myself, with this many worms, if he goes mech div, I'm just doomed, right? Like, all those wormlings coming out, all those lava. Is that to be our fate? To be run over by worms? Our crawlers trying slightly different approaches into this is fine. Good luck. They might be outmatched, but this seems like a little bit of an overcommitment to one single pack of crawlers. I will say. Our leveled Scorpion coming in here, eager to reach some of these high HP units. Taking out some tanks first to start, but actually these rhinos aren't faring very well even against the Void Eyes anymore. Their HP just disintegrates like crazy, and I admit, when I first played this game, I thought, oh well, you know, thank gosh he didn't go for those lava. He didn't go for mech dev. He has it. He went for it. I don't even notice because the sandstorm is just blanketing everything with craziness, and we've got hounds and we've got, you know, Void Eyes. Void Eyes aren't actually probably that bad against those, you know, lava, actually, because they all shoot separately. Taking down all these, you know, semi-high HP lava, 6k, in, you know, well, just under one shot, which is kind of annoying, but still, finishing off quickly. Another game. Another win. We have lost a few games more recently, balancing out our MMR a little bit, which is nice. Not any particularly good ones. Sometimes I lost round 5 to some of my own medicine earlier today. Leveling up those marksmen, made sure that, you know, if he really couldn't put down anything in the air, probably, because I could have just hit that aerial spec and even on the flanks reasonably protected. This felt like a really good game, and what an insane economy. I mean, I guess if I hadn't won this game, it would have been, you know, maybe it taking till round 8 to win. But let's say, you know, we had longevity. We could have stuck it out. They were mass-produced sandworms. Okay, I see. Interesting. Some of the mass-produced techs are very good. I've had a lot of success with mass-produced sabers, but the sandworms, I don't know. They didn't work here. Sandstorm does seem good. It doesn't get nerfed by the stat reduction here, so... But Voido's able to shoot from outside the storms. Also kind of hard to take down with melee attacks. Yeah, anyway. Thanks a lot for joining us once again for another episode with me, Partyfoot. If you liked the video, you know, give us a comment or something. You know, the first comment slot is still available. You can be the very first one day to comment. Well, yeah. But anyway, thanks for joining. We'll see you next time.